Hello, welcome back to my workshop. Right, so today we're going to look at this. This is a Hurlock paraffin stove, pressurised paraffin stove. Conveniently the top of the tin says top. The bottom doesn't say bottom. And in here is a paraffin stove. Bit of spares. Get that out, hold on. Just fish. A little bit of card out. And there is the said stove. Now this stove doesn't currently, or at least it didn't last time I tried it, work very well. And I'm just going to demonstrate that, and that is because hold on, let me just put that back in. I think there's a problem in the burner, then it a tube. Right, so this is a Hurlock. It was sold by a gentleman called William Hurlock Jr. of the United States of America, and sold quite a lot to the British government. Let me just show you it fired up. Just closing that down. That is the pump. A bit of mess in there. Drop the wind guard on. Flame spreader. Get the magic lighty thing wherever I put it. Hold on. So we might have to go old school and use a match. There it is lit, which will just fast forward magically until the time it fires up, and I'll show you what's wrong with this. There in a nutshell, you can see what's wrong. Flame is coming out of only one side. Now I have cleaned, let's see if we can clean the jet several times, but that doesn't fix it. And the reason why it doesn't fix it is because it's getting jammed up again with debris coming off of inside the tube, the riser tubes. So let's turn this off. So I think that's, you can see that's the problem, it's only coming out one side. So let's turn that off. Next thing we'll do is let that cool down for a while, and then we'll take it apart, show you what the problem is, what we're going to do about it. Right, cool down now, so let's just whip these two off. This is the flame guard, flame spreader. So now we need to get that off, but before we get that off, we actually no, I'll take it off. So that is a 3/4 inch, or you can get a 19mm spanner on there. Twist that off. Right, I'll also, actually, I might go and do that now. I'll just put that back on, and I'll do that in a minute. Right, so the problem, let's just get a light out so we can see, is all the guff in here, some of which breaks off as you are operating. I don't know if you can see in there. It's full of coke, basically. Right, so we need to get the jet out there. We need to clean this out, and I'm going to empty that tank and see how clean that is. So you use a tool like this for jet removal. This one is a bit awkward. What you need to do in this case, particularly because that's in the way, is feed that in like that, and then just about, if you're lucky, get it over the top, twist it round hard like that, and you should be able to loosen it off. Provided it's not too tight, you can then get your fingers in and spin it round like that. That is not in fact spinning, because it's... So let me go again. Okay, that'll be loose enough. There we go. See the jet's beginning to undo. There's the jet. It's quite a wide jet, and you can see, because I've just knocked it out, a tiny little piece of guff there that was causing a problem. There's lots more of that coming out, so we're going to blow this through with a few different things. Let me just, and then we're going to clean it with an ultrasonic cleaner. Let me just get a jug out, and let's just pour this paraffin that's in here out to see if that's mucky. It's a horridly, hold on. Right. Oh, that's interesting. Well, there's quite a few lumpy bits in there, so that might in fact be part of where my problem is. Let me just show you. Have a look at look in there. Right, lots of horrid lumpy bits, so that's not going to help. Take out this tube. That is much better than that. Okay. Where did I put that? This is the pump tube. Just look at how it comes out. One-way valve down there. Just a little bit sticky. Just a quick look in there. Okay. I think we've got most of the guff out. Came out with the fuel. Right, okay. So I'm obviously going to have to filter that fuel because I'm not going to waste. Actually, I know what I'm going to do with that. I need that paraffin for another job, so I'll just use that on that job. Right. We can put that back in there because that's okay. Put that back on there. Don't think that would have helped, all that guff in that tank there, but I don't think it's the cause of the problem. That's down. Right. Back in a second we'll set up with the ultrasonic cleaner. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop this in an ultrasonic cleaner with some caustic soda, a very strong mix. So I will be wearing some goggles and I will be wearing gloves, and then we'll also be squirting some through the two side passages in here with this syringe. Back in a minute. Actually, before we do that, I'm just going to go and run some brake cleaner through here to see what that throws out, and it'll also take off the paraffin off the inside, which will hopefully make life a bit easier. Doesn't seem to be going all the way through. I'll just push that into there. I don't think you can with more brake cleaner in it. Oh, that's a pain in the ass. Right. Right, back in a minute. Dry off, and let me grab the mixture of, I'm going to put hot water and caustic soda in here. Back in a sec. Right, so we have 500 ml of boiling hot water. We have 50 grams of caustic soda. You're not supposed to mix this stuff hot. It's nasty stuff. So I'm putting on these gloves. And I put on some goggles. I have access to water, and I'm going to be stirring with a wooden stick. Also, doors open. There it goes. I could also use this for cleaning two-stroke exhausts, this sort of solution, albeit. You also mix slowly. Don't dump it in all at once, or else you'll end up with a large amount of caustic soda everywhere. Right. Just dump that in there. Not all of it yet. What we're going to do is suck some of this up and blow it through the tube. This incidentally is for baking. Then in a bit we are going to turn this over. So we're going to give it 10 minutes on each side. The rest of that in. Right, unfortunately that doesn't quite cover over the whole thing, but it does cover over enough. We're going to go and set that for... Right. So I'm going to give that 10 minutes, turn it over, another 10 minutes, then I'll come back to you. Right, that's ended up having 20 minutes in the nasty. Let's just try and drain as much of that out. Well, I think it's taken off quite a lot of loose stuff. I'm just going to go and stick that in as far as I can and flush some through. Hold on. You can see how dirty the water is. Let me just show you. And look at that, that is gross. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go and stick that under a tap and flush a lot of fresh water through there, followed by flushing through some paraffin. But let's do the water. I'll be back in a minute. Right, that's it flushed through with water. What I've got in here is some paraffin. That is the what came out of it. Have to be disposed of safely. There's the paraffin decanted from that came out of it. I'm just now going to flush through with that just to wash the water out. And of course, once I've done that, I will be able to get it off the water as well, so I won't actually be wasting any. And that's good enough. And so we're done. We can now put this back together. And see how it goes this time. Now something else, while I'm at it, let me just grab another bit of tissue. Nice clean bit of tissue. Because these are all yucky and covered in nasties. Right, so the other thing I have done it once already, I'll just demonstrate again. We've got the jet, and I ran one of these, the small ones of these through it, just to clear any guff out of there. So this is a acetylene torch cleaner. Got up to, I think, the second, no, that won't go through. So hold on, that one did. Right, so that one goes through. And that one doesn't. But I have given that a bit of a clean out, and that would have cleaned out any guff a bit better than a pricker would have done. Right, so they're available for about £2 or £3 on, or actually probably more like £4 on Amazon, but they're not expensive. They're also useful for cleaning carburetors. So we'll now put this back on. As you can see, it's fiddly. So we've got it now between my fingers. Now lower it down into position. Try and start it off. So this is a bit fiddly. Okay, I've just pushed it down in there. There we go, it started. Okay, we're going. Right, that's down to the bottom. So we get our little wrench out. At the top, just a tweak. This is a very fiddly job. Okay, I'm just looking to line up. Right. Now, because that's all clean, just put that tool back in. Should do. Let me just see how much fuel's in there. There's enough. So let's light it again. Right. Well, that's pre-warming. No, we're not going to boil the kettle for this one. That's doing pretty much the same thing, which is a bit irritating. That's better. There you go. Not as good as I'd like, but it works. Now I really must go and wash my hands off and get rid of all this nasty stuff. Right, so what I've done, I have actually refilled it. I'm just going to go for a relight those two off. If all else fails, I can actually, let me just give that a good pricking. And then we have a litre of water to see how fast it boils. Have a nice cup of tea. Right, I'll fast forward it until we get to throwing it up, but whilst I'm doing that, just very briefly, that, as you can see, is 1 litre of water. I'm going to go and put that in the kettle in a minute. Right. 1 litre of water. Watch out. Let's see how long it takes. And I'll come back to you when that's boiling. I call that a winner. Boiling 1 litre of water in under 5 minutes, 4 minutes 59 seconds and 0.51. Right, that I think is now returned fully functioning back to life. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.